talk to you about using some diminished, I like to call them just tricks that you can do and to spice up your soloing over dominant chords. And remember, even a 1 chord can have a dominant chord reference to it. In other words, if I'm playing a D major 7, if the chord is D major 7, I can throw some A dominant licks in there and then resolve it. Tension to resolution. You hear it? Now, because the diminished scale is symmetrical, in other words, all parts are you know, not equal, but for instance, a diminished arpeggio is all minor thirds, therefore it's symmetrical in the fact the distance between every chord factor is a minor third. It lends itself to some finger patterns, and the diminished scale, because it's also whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, we could just play finger patterns and get some cool sounds out of it. All right, let me just start with the first one I want to show you right now over a dominant 7th chord. All right, let me show you an example here. Here's an A dominant chord, and this chord is going to move to some kind of D chord. Right, A7 to D. Now I can build a diminished scale off the flat 7, which would be G, and you can kind of see how it kind of fits in the palm of my hand right here, this grip. Off that, or the 5th, the 3rd, or the flat 9th. And here I am on the 5th fret. Now, since the scale is symmetrical, I could go, here's the first 3 notes of the scale. Right? Now, here's what I'm going to play. I'm going to play this little motif. Now, all I have to do now is to move it up 4 frets and do the same thing. So, up another 4. And you hear how that's going to resolve to some kind of, right into the 3rd of D. Here's A7. Okay, so that whenever I can play any kind of shape around anything on the diminished scale, I can move it up in minor thirds. I could start here on C sharp. Against the dominant chord. I could do it here, even here's the scale. And then some kind of D. So that's the first little idea with the scale. I could go. Now resolve it to D. So you can see how I can kind of milk these 3 little notes, this little pattern, just moving it down in thirds. So that's the first little trick.